guys, hello my loves, my name is Princess and welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome, thank you for watching. I hope you like this content, and if you're coming back again, you're a true G in it. You're one of my peoples. Thank you for coming back. So this video is slightly different to the kind of stuff I've been doing. It's more personal to me. Just like the title says, I've been diagnosed with endometriosis, and I got diagnosed with that last year. Endometriosis is a condition when you have tissue which will normally be growing on the lining of the womb, growing outside of the womb on your ovaries, your fallopian tubes, any place in your body that it's not supposed to be. And because of that, it causes terrible period pains, chronic pains, can cause you to have like bloated stomach, which they call endobelly, where your belly just always looks like it's bloated, sweats, nausea. I'm just going through all the list of the symptoms I normally feel. Wanting to go to the toilet, wanting to throw up, all of these things. It's a crazy condition. The problem is with the condition is there's no actual cure for it. There's not been enough research on it, which is so frustrating, because I just feel like when it comes to women's health, there's so much that, you know, that the medical field don't know about, and it's frustrating. It really is. I've actually have been told before that me complaining about how bad my period pains are, I'm making it up. No, it's serious. So yeah, when I have my periods, I'm always in constant pain, to the point where I can't actually do anything. So it kind of makes me feel like that, especially the first, I would say, but the first day is always the worst day for me. I feel terrible, weak, lethargic. I don't want to eat anything because I just feel gassy. I feel like I'm going to throw up. I just feel uncomfortable, and I've been in bed like crying for pain, rocking side to side, because I just feel horrible. I've had periods that last for 4 days, last for 5 days, last for 10 days, last for 2 weeks. It's always different for me, and it's just excruciating because it makes me feel like I can't do anything. And I feel like there's this stigma against this condition because people just think you're just moaning about a bit of a period cramp and you should just get over it, but it's so much more than that. It's very, it just basically, it feels like it ruins your life. And for a lot of women who experience endometriosis, they probably will end up with anxiety and depression over it, because there's this constant, you know, pain that you have physically that you can't really explain to anyone, and it stops you from living your life most of the time. Like the things you want to do and want to enjoy, you can't do. When it's work days, you can't go into work, you feel so sick, and then you feel like everyone thinks that you're making it up. And yeah, it's a horrible condition, and unfortunately I was diagnosed with it. The journey to getting a diagnosis was absolutely long. I have always had bad periods as long as I can remember. I think when I was like 14 it started to get really bad, but I just always thought it was just a bad period cramps. You know, whenever you go to the doctor, they'll be like, this is a bad period, go on the pill. So when I was 17, they put me on the pill, the contraceptive pill, and I've been taking that ever since. And they said that would help with the period pains and whatever. It was okay, and then as the years got by, I felt like my pains were just really bad, and my periods could be quite heavy sometimes, or it was just I was always in pain, like rocking from side to side, just tears, you know, throwing up, you know, having like feverish kind of symptoms. It was awful. And it was during lockdown actually that I really, because I stopped taking the pill during that time, because I thought, well, what's the point? I want to see my boyfriend, so I might as well just, you know, be free, be natural. And for me doing that, the pains increased. It was excruciating. Imagine having a period that lasts for like 2 weeks, let's say on a bad month cycle, 2 weeks, and then you're off for like a week thinking, okay, I'm off my period for a week, and then you start up again a week after that. It was horrific. It made me feel like I was on my period all the time, and I kept going to the doctors. I got advised by my doctor to keep taking the pill so that I can, like, you know, stop my periods and never have to experience the pain. Cool. That doesn't work long term, because who wants to be on, you know, hormones for the rest of their lives? And I'm 33 now, so at some point I'm gonna want to have kids, so I don't want to be on the pill forever. Okay, but that was what I was advised to do, so I did it. But you know, I would still break after a couple months, and when I'd take my 7-day break between my period pains were terrible still. It wasn't doing anything for making my periods feel better. Went back to the doctors. They told me, well, my other option is I could get pregnant. I could get pregnant. That's the answer to my problems. Insane. They said if you get pregnant, you know, you won't be experiencing any of these pains. It will actually help you, and then afterwards, after you give birth, the pain should lessen. Right. Okay. Basically, I'd soon discovered there was just nothing that they could do. Went to the doctors again and said that's not really going to work for me. I was the one actually who suggested to them that I think I have endometriosis. They were just telling me I had really bad period pains, and they were giving me ideas, tips that they think that could help me. So I suggested, I think I've got endo, and they said, right, yeah, it probably could be that. You're the doctor, you should know, you should be the one telling me that, but whatever. The only option we can do to get a full diagnosis is to do surgery, and they will do like a keyhole surgery, pop a little camera through your belly button, look inside your womb and see if there's any womb or outside, just to see if there's any endometriosis tissue hanging around in places it shouldn't be, like your fallopian tubes or your ovaries, bowel, anything like that. Let's just have a look. I said, okay, I want to go for the surgery. So when I waited for my surgery date, it didn't come until, so this was like last year in January, so I waited almost a whole year to get a surgery date. When it came through and I went there, they told me I'm supposed to be awake for the surgery, but that's not right, because actually for keyhole surgery you're supposed to be asleep. It's painful surgery. Why on earth would you be awake for that? And it turned out that the hospital I went to had put me down for a surgery that was just like taking a swab of your uterus, you know, your womb lining. It had nothing to do with endometriosis. So they put me down. I had been referred for the wrong procedure. Wow. Furious. So then I had to tell them this is wrong. They didn't do the surgery. I had to wait again. Went back to my doctors and said, can you re-refer me, because I don't know what's going on here. My doctor was a bit puzzled. They said, we did put, that's what you wanted to do. I don't understand it. Maybe it's a hospital has made some sort of mix up. So I waited again. Heard from them, and they finally called me and they said, oh, the hospital called me and said, oh, yeah, we heard that you didn't want to do the swab. Yeah, because I'm not supposed to be doing a swab. But yeah, we hear you're supposed to do some sort of like keyhole surgery. Yes. What one do you want to do? They actually asked me what procedure I wanted to do. Wow. Absolutely ridiculous, ridiculous. I said, again, you tell me. You tell me, you're the doctor, not me. You tell me what I need. I need to know if I've got endometriosis. Then the doctor actually said to me, well, what makes you think you have that? I've been referred from my GP to you. Can you just give me what I need to do? It was a big battle. Anyway, long story short, I finally got the date for a surgery. They planned me in, and I had a surgery date in September 2022. They put me to sleep. I was really nervous, and they put the camera down my stomach. When I came up, they told me I did have endometriosis, and they found tissue on one of my fallopian tubes, only on one of them, and they found some of the tissue on my bowel as well, which explained a lot for me, because whenever I'm, on my periods, I have like horrible stomach problems. I'm always like throwing up, and anything I could never really pinpoint what was triggering me to feel so sick all the time. And then I'd feel so bloated that I didn't want to eat anything. And I even forgot to mention, when I first came to them with all these problems, they told me I had IBS. And they gave me IBS medication, which did nothing. So I didn't have IBS. Go figure. But yeah, so it made sense to me. I was like, okay, yeah, it's affecting my bowel because, you know, I feel really sick. I feel like I can't eat anything. And when I do eat anything, I don't keep it down. I want to throw it up. I just, yeah. They couldn't remove the tissue in this surgery because they needed the clinician who does, you know, performs that kind of procedure to remove tissue. They weren't there that day, so they couldn't do that. So I'm at the process now where I'm waiting for surgery to remove the tissue. One of the only treatments they give you is either go on the pill or the coil, the hormonal coil, or surgery to remove the tissue. The only problem is with surgery is that they can take away the bad tissue, but it will probably come back again. Yeah, but I'm waiting list for that. So in the meantime, I thought, you know what, I could be on this waiting list for this surgery for ages. I need to actually figure out some things I can do because I can't be living on the pill for the rest of my life to cope. And I would be taking so much paracetamol, so much ibuprofen constantly that even that was making me throw up and feel sick. And you don't want to be on painkillers forever because it damages your body in the long run. So on this discovery, one of the first things I tried was, I don't know if, I'm sure loads of people have seen these adverts all over their Instagram recently for bad periods. It's a company called MyOovi. MyOovi? MyOovi, I think that's what they're called. Anyway, it's a TENS machine, which is a machine that you pop onto your stomach. So it delivers these small little electrical shocks. It doesn't feel like a shock, it just feels like a little tickling feeling almost, onto your lower abdomen where the pain is coming from, and it's supposed to block the nerve signals that your body gets and makes you feel like you have pain. It's supposed to be really great for great alternative from using painkillers. And I ordered one. There's loads of different companies, but I ordered one from MyOovi here, and it looks like this. It looks like this. So it has these sticky adhesive pads here which go onto your stomach like so. Yeah, so I got one. When I first got it, they didn't have other colors. This was the only color they have. They now have nudes for women of darker skin. So I used it. It has a little setting button here where you can kind of, I don't know if you can see it, yeah, where you can kind of, you know, choose how intense you want the pain, how intense you want the shocks to be on you. And you can increase it depending on how painful your period is. I bought this, I believe it was £60 or £69 or something like that. Their policy was that if it doesn't work for you, you can get a full refund within 30 days. So I thought, why not, let me try it. Did it, it didn't work for me. It didn't work for me in the slightest. And I told them, and they did actually refund me, and they told me to keep it anyway. And if I know anyone who wants it, might as well donate it to them. So I actually have a fresh pack of adhesive here, so if anyone needs it, let me know, I can give it to you. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't work for me, but I've heard amazing reviews about it. This isn't a bad review, this is just, for me personally, it didn't work. So then I thought, well, let me go to some more herbal stuff. And I found online on Instagram this woman called Nikki Hill, and she has a company called Nikki Hill's Apothecary, and it's loads of herbal medication, herbal solutions to hormone problems and period pains. So I thought, why not? And I got some of her medicines here, which is a cramp bark and black haw tincture for menstrual pains and leg cramps, because sometimes I do get a cramp in my leg during my period as well. And some milk thistle too. And she gives you like how much of the dose that you're supposed to take every day. And so that was great. And this one you're supposed to take, actually, the cramp bark, I believe you take it just as soon as you start to feel just before you start to feel the pains of the cramps coming through. That, and I also got a herbal tea. To be fair, I didn't give it a long enough try, I don't think, but it didn't really work for me. I had some of the tea, a bit of the tea, didn't really do much, and the medicines didn't really do much for me either. Maybe I should have given it a bit of a longer test run, but for me, it just didn't work. For some reason, I didn't open this one at all. I just noticed the milk thistle. This is to support liver health and detoxification of it. So that doesn't really have to do with the period pain. It's probably why I didn't use it yet. But yeah, the cramp one didn't work for me, unfortunately. But again, this isn't a bad review on Nikki Hill. It didn't work for me. There's amazing reviews about her products as well, but for me, it just wasn't working. Maybe, like I said, maybe I should try it a bit longer. I might give it another go at some point, actually. But yeah, for me, at the time, it didn't work, and I just wanted a quick fix because I was in pain. But I will leave her Instagram handle around here so you can check it out for yourself. So then, after many trials and tribulations, I thought, you know what, I've heard that endometriosis has something to do with the food as well. You can lessen the pain with the food that you put in your mouth. And I knew that was going to be a hard task for me because I love to eat food. I love me some food. By the way, if you are enjoying this content so far and you think you can resonate with you, then please hit that subscribe button and like and the notification bell, and put comments down here so I know that you are enjoying what I'm talking about. I need to know, please. It's actually amazing for me to feel like, okay, I'm on the right path here, so please let me know. Making a big lifestyle change, changing your diet, I think it takes a lot of hard work, which is why I think I delayed it so much. But I have been I bought this book called The 4-Week Endometriosis Diet Plan. I bought it and I decided to start trying some of the meals. I've actually got a video coming up which I'm going to be kind of going into detail about how this plan, the first week, went for me, which will be coming soon if anyone's interested in it. But it has lots of advice about what kind of food that you should be putting into your stomach, what kind of things that might be triggers for endometriosis sufferers, like red meat, gluten, dairy products, and different types of meats that we should kind of change over to if you're a meat eater, and different vegetables that we should be putting into our system as well. So it's actually a really, really good book. And yeah, and then the diet plan seems quite simple, but like I said, I will go into it. But can I just say, so the first week I started my period, and I tried the first set of meals for that week. And let me tell you, just in that week, wonders. Absolutely wonders. I could actually physically do things without being in tremendous pain, and that is a massive deal for me. Huge deal. I couldn't believe it, that I could actually go to work, I could go link up with friends, I can do things and be standing and not laying on the floor cramping and crying. It was insane. And even in that first week, like I said, my periods are normally quite long. I had a 5-day period, which I don't think I've had in like about 2 to 3 years. So this book I would highly recommend. Highly, highly, highly recommend. But like I said, I've done a video for it of my first week. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but it'll probably give you an idea of what I'm trying to do, and what's actually inside the book and the kind of meals that you have to eat. By the way, none of these meals have any like rice in it so far that I can see, which is a tough one. But whatever, we move, it works, so it's great. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick little video about how my journey with endometriosis has been. I hope this video has actually been helpful for any of you ladies out there who have the same kind of issues as me. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, and if you want to know more and follow more on this endometriosis journey. We are warriors, we definitely are. The fact that we can go through all this pain and still try and live life, it's a journey, and it shows us that we're be really strong to get through it all. But yes, I would love it if any of you are suffering with that, or if you know anyone who's suffering with it, to please comment, give me some ideas and some tips on anything that they find helpful for them. And let's just keep it talking, because endometriosis is not talked about enough, especially within the Black community. So let me know in the comments what you think, and thank you so much for watching.